Hello and welcome to Railgrade. We're going to start a sandbox today. This mode just came out not too long ago, about a month ago. So we're going to do a map size of 256 by 256 in the savannah. Train detail 1 by 1, I guess that's for memory reasons. I don't have a whole lot of RAM, so I'm going to have to go with it. I upped starting cache a little bit. I don't know what that affects, but gave myself a little extra money to work with. Left it normal, and the surface is even. Even though it says even, it's still got canyons and gullies and stuff like that, so it's really not even, but let's play Sandbox and see what we end up with. Alright, this is our starting location. You can see why I picked even, because it's still got some different terrain levels to it. It's still got gullies and some stuff to work around, so it's not really flat. We're looking for a spot to put our city here, somewhere probably centrally located, probably near the first industry, which I'm guessing will be probably water. So this water would work. And somewhere that we have room to bring stuff in and expand. I don't know if the city expands as we grow, but I guess we'll find out. Here's oil over here, so our second industry could be energy. We're probably going to need a lot of that. So I'm thinking right in this area looks good. It's got room to grow, room to bring stuff in. We'll push that in the city. That first one's free. After that, I think they cost quite a bit. But if we click on it, we can see we have a population of 55. Gives us like 8 workers. Level 0 demands are water, salt, or the rest of the stuff here. I think we'll bring water in as our first industry. So let's select the water pump and see. I'm probably going to put a whole bunch down just so I can plan around it for the future. It's probably going to be way too many, but in the end, I guess we'll need them, and I have some money, extra money to work with, so might as well burn through it now. So there you go, I got 6 of them in here. Let's put a track around it so that we can start delivering to the city. It looks like I can probably hit all 3 of these with one station on this side. So if I put a track as close to here as possible, I can hit those 2 stations, and then the extended stations will hit the 3rd water pump, so I won't have to worry about upkeep on extra stations. So let's wrap this around and get this run over to the city. The next step, we'll have to put some stations in so that they can collect the water from the pumps. If I put these 4 here, I can get from these 3 stations, so that'll be pretty efficient. And we'll put 4 down over here too so they can unload to the city. That looks good. Next up, we need to put a train down. I'll start with 3 water containers on it. Shortly hereafter, I'm going to add a 4th one because it ends up not being enough. But you can see the rated weight on the top right of the screen there. It holds just enough to carry 3 or 4 cargoes. So it got delivered over to the city. Let's go ahead and clone this one right away and put this down there so we can get both of them delivering. And that'll start us making some money. So let's put down the accountant, I think, because that way it'll give us a summary of whether we're making money or not, because that's going to be an important thing to know. You can see in the top left of the screen now, it's basically shown up over the last 60 seconds how much money we've made and how much we've spent, and basically our net income at the bottom there. So as long as that stays positive, we should be good. We just leveled up. From what I can tell so far, our city grows as long as we have 1 water, and now it'll grow if we have 1 water and 1 energy in stock. So if I only have 1 energy and no water, it won't grow. But it won't shrink either so far from what I can tell. So in order to get it to grow, we have to be delivering 1 water and 1 energy. Now, I don't know, once this fills up, I believe we only get half price. Freight will sell at half price if demand is full. So unfortunately, our revenue is going to get cut in half here very shortly until we get energy up and running. So it's something we have to keep in mind, because we're making money now, but we're going to be making half of that in the near future because I won't get oil set up in time to keep this growing. So let's work on oil while this is delivering. We could actually probably, I don't know what the upkeep is. Does it say what the upkeep on these trains are? We could consider taking one of these trains off right now and just having one train being delivered to the city. But I don't know if the upkeep makes up for the... See if we can configure it. Upkeep is only 12, so we'll leave it on because it makes 16, 32, 64 per go. So now this city is full. This should make... So you only made 16 instead of 32 because it's already full. So that money's going to come in a little slower until we get energy going. Next up is level 1. Looks like we can do energy, concrete, or widgets. I'm going to do energy just because that's one I know how to do. Eventually we'll probably be making all this stuff, so there is a oil patch right here, so we can do an oil well and a power plant and deliver energy to the city over this way. So let's put down an oil well. I'm just going to go one at a time this time. Keep my upkeep down. Of course this says 0 upkeep, so I don't know. Put one there. Then we'll have to lay out I believe we have a power plant already. Oil power plant, $2,000. So we just got to figure out where we want to put that. Now I can't build over these chasms yet because I don't have the research done to have high enough track. So I have to work around these for now. So I'm thinking of just putting it right up here. And then we'll put some track around it and get stations set up. So we can see the no workers assigned. The power plant does require workers. We have workers from our city population. So let's put those 4 workers in there so we use them up. You can see in the top left corner we have 12 workers left. I think we get one per 8 population, so 128 divided by 8 is apparently, well, it's going to be I think around 20. And we've used 4 of them. So let's put a train in here. I'm going to make it go this way. Apparently I didn't put an engine on there. And that should get energy up and running. Now we need a track to go from here to here. So we can just do another layer over here, I believe. Probably do a raised track so that it's not slowing down. Alright, let's put some stations in. And finally a train. I don't know if we should be consistent on what direction we're making these trains travel, but for now I guess it doesn't matter. We can always reverse them. Just going to put 2 on there for now. And that should get energy to the city. Now we can make this go faster if we deliver water to here, which we have extra water. So we might consider doing that, might add a loop onto here, but we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if we're going to deliver oil fast enough to start with, so. See, it is growing now because we have 1 water and 1 energy. It's going to run out of energy here, so it won't stop growing, but it doesn't appear to shrink yet. So, since we have the money and then we're not delivering crude oil to the power plant fast enough, let's put in another oil well. I should have started down here so I could just have 1 station, but oil well, let's start one in the corner here. Let me put 1 here and 1 up here. But we're going to need another station for this one, unfortunately. We'll put it here knowing there's going to be another one coming in. So it looks like we could add a second train to this loop. There's no oil here, but there's 4 here. There'll be some oil here by the time he gets here, so this will never be picked up all the way. So I think we can afford to put another train on this loop. And I think I'm going to run some water, since we have plenty of extra water. We'll continue this track down and catalyze these two industries to make oil even faster. So let's clone this train real quick. That should pick up all that oil, and we'll start working on running a track down here. I'm trying to avoid track spaghetti as much as possible, but with this being my first Sandbox playthrough, I don't really know what to expect, so it's hard to plan ahead. So we need tracks 2 high to be able to go under them. 1 high is not enough. But this will wrap around, we can reach all these stations. And then we won't add the power plant in yet, but we will add these in right now. I'm just going to add 2 stations each for now. Keep the upkeep down. There's already stations over here. There's plenty of water in these, so we just got to add a train. And make sure that train is going where we want it to go, which it is. Make sure it didn't change these other 2. That one is going down here. That one goes there, so we're good. So that should double the speed of these guys. We'll probably have to throw a 3rd train on the inside loop here to keep up with the power plant. It looks like we're going to have to increase our hauler guy here because there's energy building up that's going to waste. We'll wait till he delivers them, then we'll alter him. We're 224 of 256, so we'll almost be at level 2. Our net income is doing okay, so that's where we're good there. I don't know if we make money when we deliver water to the oil wells or not. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see. I missed it the first time around, so we'll check on the next round and go. Alright, he's delivering water to the oil well here. He'll only deliver 1, but we'll see if we get paid for that. Yes, we do. We get 32. So that's good news there. So we get paid anytime we deliver something. So that'll help with income as well. And we didn't really have to add anything to do that besides the track and a couple of stations, which has a little bit of upkeep. And then we can always add stations over here. If we get too much oil coming in, we can add stations over here, and water will be delivered to this and make this faster as well. Now level 2 demands are furniture, appliances, or glass. My assumption is we probably need to put down a research center at this point. We probably don't have any of those unlocked. Let's put down the research center. I'm hoping it takes water or oil, or energy I should say. So I'm going to put it right here and hope for the best. I guess we can always delete it and move it, or I'm sure it costs a lot of money to put these in down next. Yeah, $16,000, so hopefully we're happy with that. Looks like it requires energy, not water. But I think we can reach the energy one from here. Yep, so we're good there. In fact, let's put some down and see what about selecting our first. So the research center requires up to 4 ingredients, it looks like. Tier 1 research requires base power. Tier 2 looks like it requires 1 of each of these, like I have currently selected glass smelter. It requires 1 from the lightning category and 1 from the steel category. So I can provide 1 energy and 1 of these, either reactives, concrete, or widgets. So I don't have any of those right now, so I have to go back to the research screen. And it looks like I can make concrete out of silica. So we'll go ahead and set that research done. I think that should take over here. So yeah, so now all that requires is 1 energy. It's going to take 8 cycles of 30 seconds using 1 power each 30 seconds. Let's start setting concrete up. Let's start with a silica mine. Silica quarry. Put one here, I guess. So we unlock the concrete. It requires silica and water. We have a water line going right here, silica over here, so I'm thinking if we deliver water here, silica off the back of it, and then we can just run a single line over to the research center. So I think let's do that. Let's put it right about here. Why not? Let's run some tracks to it. Alright, we have a basic loop set up, 2 silica mines supplying the concrete. It looks like the concrete only needs one every 16 seconds. It needs 2 silica every 16 seconds. This produces 1 silica every 16 seconds, so we should be good there. That'll supply this. Water's coming in from here. Now, while the water's being eaten up by the concrete factory, I just have a single train here going back and forth delivering concrete to here. So let's get that. Let's get the concrete or the glass smelter selected. Now he'll be researching that, eating up a lot of power, but the water is all being dropped off at the concrete plant now, and nothing's making it over to the oil wells, which is cutting down the energy production. So I think we have extra water being supplied to the city right now. We're only using these 3 right now. They are running out. So we can delete one of these trains delivering to the city and see if it keeps up still. Is there a way to delete it? Sell, so we're going to sell that one. I don't know if I got any money for that or not, but we'll see if that keeps up. If water still keeps up in the city, and that way there'll be more water to go down to the concrete yard, and the which we're going to clone this one. And then just make sure it's on the right path, which it is. I think what I'm going to try actually is this station here in the center can deliver to both. See if I can select it somehow. It's able to deliver both to the city and to the concrete plant. So if I delete this leg and make all the water trains go along the whole loop, it should distribute the water more evenly. Because right now we're delivering just way too much water to the city. There's no way to select the station, but you can see the water's maxed out and we're still bringing water in. So it'd be better if that water went down to the oil plant and coal plant, and then we could actually put energy on this outside loop too as well, and catalyze the water pumps with energy. So let's try that. Let's get rid of, we can always put it back, I guess. That, and let's put in some extra stations. There. So now the water will be delivered to here and here through these stations, and then the rest of the water will be forced to go down and around. And in that way water won't be delivered as fast to the city, which we have an oversupply to anyway. So that's not going to work because the city buys water no matter what. Even if it doesn't need it, it buys it at half price. So the water coming here, even though it doesn't need it, it's buying all of it anyway. So no water ever makes it past this point. So this has to either be on its own route or on the last stop of the journey. So if there's any water left over, it sells it to the city. So we're going to try that route. I'm going to try moving this over to here. And we'll go up over this track here. Why is it? And then down into here. Then we can delete this track. Put a station in up here. And then we can move this track one step closer. Oops, we didn't get that in time, so let's put that back. Oh, he's going to reverse. Let's reverse him again. There we go, now he's on the right path. Try and delete this one. And put a station in here. And that way it'll deliver to all these other places first. And if it has any water left over, it'll go to the city. If this doesn't work, I'll just have to re-put in a direct route from the water to the city on its own. We're taking a ride on the water train, stopping at the concrete factory here. Kind of a crazy stop on the incline, but he handles it okay. Anyways, we're going to wrap this episode here. We got our city up to level 2 already. Not bad for the first episode. We will continue to make the city grow and see what trouble we can get into next episode. Thanks for watching.